Hey everybody, it's
Don't
Michael.
And Stan.
You almost messed me up, you son of a bitch. Welcome to Chunky Peanut Butter. We're doing another episode of Far Cry 3. Actually, our first
Yep.
real gameplay
The
episode.
first storyline
Kind of.
sequence.
It's going to be kind of a review, kind of walkthrough. But the first few videos, there's not really anything to walk through. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And I hope this isn't too long of a video for you guys because I know that it's like 25 minutes of like beginning video.
Delicious intro.
Yeah, it's really good, but I had to edit it down for you guys. I didn't want it to be just crazy and show more gameplay. But Voss, here we go. Greatest,
Voice actor in the world.
yes, and
A
and
villain. Yeah.
Like to me, he is the kind of character that I would want to hang out with.
Well, yeah, you invite him to your barbecue to skin your dogs and,
But
roast that goat.
if he wasn't actually like willing to act on his craziness, if he was just insane and just
Yeah.
yelled at everybody, I would be like, dude, this guy's
Yeah.
he's amazing.
Just set him up with a Corona
Yeah.
and have him, in
Just
the peanut
yell
gallery.
at people.
Yeah.
Just, hey! That's my best Voss impression. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But here you are. You play as Jason Brody. That's your brother Grant Brody, and you, along with your older brother, little brother, girlfriend, his
Is
girlfriend,
the little brother Adrian Brody?
and some stoner kid. It's no, not Adrian Brody. No, it's Riley.
Oh, okay.
It's Riley Brody.
Okay.
So you have Liza. I can't remember the other chick, and then some stoner kid that wears a yellow shirt and a hat.
Yeah.
And,
420 blaze it.
And he's super rich. And so you guys all go parachuting. I guess the story is over this island, and it's somewhere in like the South Pacific.
Where most kidnappings and,
Yeah.
terrorist operations.
Kind of Thailand. I think it's Thailand. I think it's Thailand that they go to. Because they're like in Bangkok is where they are. And then they're like, okay, let's go skydiving.
Yeah.
They go skydiving. They land on this island where supposedly you can get away with anything. That's
Yeah.
what it was advertised
have a
as.
whole bunch of fun.
And there's a shitload of pirates, and
Yay.
Boss being the leader of the pirates. He's working for a man named Hoyt.
Yeah.
And Hoyt is like the main drug trafficker /
He's the
human.
evil mastermind.
Yes. Where, as you were saying,
Voss is more of the bridge point where he's like the lieutenant, the Darth Vader except crazy.
yeah, exactly. He's not as a stable
Yeah.
a guy as
Well, he
Hoyt
has some
is.
issues.
Yeah,
He's got the
drug addiction.
Yeah, drug
He's also
addiction.
got a really crazy semi. What do you call that when you have sex with your family members?
you mean like incest?
The incestual sister. That's not
okay.
a word, but we're making it up for this video. Her name is Citra. You guys will find out that later on. There's all kinds of characters in this game that
Yeah.
you're going to end up finding.
All
out.
equally socially unstable.
Yeah, and for the short period of time that you see them, they're actually like not relatable, but you start to kind of
Yeah.
get connected to them.
The ones that help you along in your
Oh,
quest
totally.
to save your friends.
Although Citra, to me, is always inherently evil in a way. I thought immediately that she was evil. She's not evil in the game at all, but
She is a little weird.
yeah. They put her on such a high pedestal in the game, and you get so wrapped in the story
Yeah.
that you also kind of put her on a high pedestal. Like you'll want to do
Yeah,
things for
yeah.
her, and the story overall, all the characters. There's a lot of scary characters. There's a lot of really good characters. You connect with each of the friends if you go and talk to them. There's a lot of Alice in Wonderland references that I completely forgot about throughout the storyline. If you watch during the loading screens, they always do like a quote in major parts of the story from the book Alice in Wonderland. And if you go back to the grotto or cave or whatever, a sea cave, whatever you would want to call it, underneath Dr. I can't remember the doctor's name, but it's like your generic doctor's name.
Generic Dr.
Yeah,
Barnaby.
I can't remember what his name is.
Dr. John
Dr.
Smith.
Earnhardt. Dr. Earnhardt.
Earnhardt, yeah.
So if you go back to Dr. Earnhardt's house, there's a grotto where all your friends will end up staying. Over time, as you go through the storyline, he talks about these pills that he makes out of different mushrooms and different plants. And there's a little sign underneath this bowl of like purple and red and yellow
Yeah,
pills.
his
It
chemistry.
says "Eat me."
Oh,
And, so
enjoy.
if you eat one, you hallucinate, and it'll play into the storyline all the stuff that happened
Yeah.
before you got to the island. It's really
Interesting.
great, really interesting story. I strongly recommend everybody to play
Yeah.
this game.
I played through the intro sequence and a little bit of the story. I'm progressing on my own right now, playing his copy while I can. And I enjoyed it so much. I got really attached, like right out of the gate, to Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And they are not kind with their how they just tragedy
No.
mix characters.
No, they are not quick.
Yeah.
they're not quick to hide anything. They definitely just put it all out in the open. Whatever happens, essentially happens in this game. And it's such a huge change from Far Cry 2, and we are going to do a look back at Far Cry 2 in the future. Probably not next week, but the week after, we will be doing, probably most likely a look back at Far Cry 2, and just kind of talking about the differences. But such a huge jump,
Yeah.
not just in storyline, but the gameplay, the weapons that you use, the character
Well,
build
yeah,
up,
this has
everything
huge
changed.
development.
Totally, and Far Cry 2 kind of seemed like it was definitely to me a better change from the first Far Cry.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I was really disappointed with the ending. I didn't really feel attached to any of the characters. There were some people in the game that I kind of liked, but you only saw them every now and then. Other than that, like the villains were just villains, and you were just kind of doing whatever you wanted to do. And I feel like that's what they were going for. They were going for a game that you could essentially go anywhere and do everything. If you look at the back of the box,
was the Far Cry experience.
Yeah.
Was this huge open environment with beautiful scenery and
Totally.
high end graphics and whatever. Number one, I remember in the CompUSA back where I used to live, they just played the game over and over on like the highest graphics to show off their computers whenever new ones were coming out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Because it was really
Really
good for its
pristine.
time.
Yeah, definitely. In Far Cry 2, if you actually read the back of the box, it says "Go anywhere, do anything."
Yeah.
The back of this box more so tells about a storyline where they're like, "Okay, everybody got that, everyone got that."
Yeah.
That's proper English now.
Yeah.
What the fucking father? So
They'll never be like this,
everybody
but it
knows this now. It's common
Yeah.
knowledge that most games that are adventure games,
Open experience, open
yeah,
environment.
every sandbox game is a sandbox game. Now it's like, what can we do better?
Oh, and here's they
Here's
just
the
tear
part.
him away from you.
Grant
Yay.
dies pretty much immediately. And that's why we weren't going to do like a walkthrough, because there really isn't any walking through. You follow your brother. That's about it. They give you plenty of tutorials if you just pay attention to them. Unfortunately, for those who don't want to read, you're going to have to read to learn how to play this game
Yeah.
proficiently. There's a lot
At
of
least
work.
at sixth grade level, maybe.
Yeah, there honestly, throughout the game, there is a lot of work that has to be done.
Yeah.
Prior to any storyline, because you can go through the whole storyline and
Yeah.
not have done a single thing. Yeah, that's fine, but you're not going to get the full experience.
I remember,
What Far Cry
right
3
out of
has
the
to
gate,
offer.
I was like, oh, I can craft stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
I can, do all this extra side
Crafting
stuff for
is
the,
huge.
tribe. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's roll with that for a while before
Totally.
and the rewards are great
Yeah.
because it just makes the gameplay experience,
Yep, exactly.
experience that much better.
And if you're going to craft anything, always craft. To me, it was always craft a bigger wallet, craft all your weapon harnesses, and craft a bigger backpack. Because everything else really isn't going to matter so much. Ammo really isn't going to matter so much if you can just get really big guns that are really powerful and just spot shot your shots, like burst fire everything. And if you can hold 4 weapons, that makes you all that much better. as a
Yeah, then you
character.
can hit all
Yeah.
modes or at least distances.
The highest wallet gives you $10,000. It's more than enough money to buy the weapons that you want to buy if you're too lazy to go find the
Yeah.
radio towers. And,
And,
the radio
you could
towers.
start investing. Then you could go to B of A and
Yeah,
Western
and
Union and be
Citibank.
like, hey, I wanna open an account
Whatever
with
you wanna
10K,
do.
and they're gonna be like, yeah, I love you.
There you go. Yeah. So go out and do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we say. So at the beginning, Voss lets you go. He just lets you run off.
Well,
and
yeah, he
that's-
has this character flaw kind of where
Yeah.
he's like the monologuing villain almost, where he just
In
lets you
every
kind
Bond
of go.
movie.
Yeah,
in every James Bond movie.
he's the Doctor No, the Goldfinger,
The Jaws.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like every single thing wrong with James Bond. They just let him go. And that's what happens with Voss. Is he always tries to find these creative ways to kill you. But they always kind of leave you
Well,
open
yeah.
for.
It's because he wants that rush. It's not going to be a rush if he just puts a bullet in your brain. He has to chase you. It has to be
Yeah.
the hunt. It has to be the thrill of
He's got some kind of sexual
it's the most
fetish
dangerous game.
for elaborate killing machines.
Oh yeah, him
That's
and his
pretty
sister.
much it. Yeah, it's him and his sister. We're just crazy people.
Mm-mm.
This part, I was like, I don't know if anybody else did this, but once the bridge breaks, did anybody else go, okay, now I just got to climb the ladder?
Well, yeah.
Like, I was like,
I
yeah.
saw that and I was like, oh, I know what happens here
No.
because it's been overplayed over and over.
Yeah.
No, it just drops.
No, you just fall off, and then you kind of drown for a second. I don't know how, he floats for a long way, and I've yet to go, I've been trying to find where you were located at the very beginning of the game, but I still have no idea what part on the map that was, because none of that stuff is there anymore. But I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Please go out and play Far Cry 3. It's
Yep.
one of the greatest games, I think, to ever come out in the past 5 years. This is Michael
And Stan?
from Chunky Peanut Butter. We will see you guys later. You have a great one.
Yep, peace.
Woo!